So today, we're diving into this incredible story of contrasts, a moment of pure divine glory on a mountaintop, immediately followed by the scene of desperate human need down in the valley. It's a story that feels so real, you know? It captures that whiplash we all feel between our highest highs and our most difficult lows. Let's get right into it.
You know, the way this whole story is built is on this dramatic, almost jarring shift in scenery. We get taken from this secluded, glorious mountain peak, a place of total divine revelation, and then we're plunged right back down into the chaos and the struggle of everyday life on the valley floor.
And this contrast is absolutely the key to the whole thing. On one side, you've got this peak spiritual experience, clarity, power, divinity. And on the other, you have the messy, frustrating reality of human suffering and failure. This isn't just a change of location, it's like a metaphor for the two different worlds we all kind of live in at the same time.
Okay, so let's set the first scene. Jesus takes his inner circle, Peter, James, and John, and he pulls them away from everyone else for what is about to be a completely reality-bending glimpse into the divine.
And you gotta notice the emphasis here on privacy and being alone. This isn't some big public spectacle. He leads them way up a high mountain, creating this quiet, intimate space for a massive revelation, far away from all the noise and the demands of the world. And then, it happens. He is transfigured. It's this moment where the veil is just pulled back. The text says his clothes became this brilliant, supernatural white, so white that no earthly process could ever replicate it. I mean, this is a direct, totally unfiltered look at divine glory. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Look who shows up. Moses and Elijah. For the disciples, this would have been absolutely mind-blowing. Moses, he represents the law, the very foundation of their scriptures, and Elijah represents the prophets. Seeing them there, with Jesus, was like a giant sign saying, he's the fulfillment of everything their faith was built on. And the absolute climax on the mountain is this announcement. A cloud, that classic symbol of God's presence, surrounds them, and a voice delivers this crystal-clear declaration. It's the ultimate confirmation of who Jesus is and his authority, straight from the source. And it comes with one crucial command. Listen to him. But that moment of glory on the mountain, it doesn't last. The trip back down into the valley is designed to be jarring. It takes us from that divine peace right back into human chaos in the blink of an eye.
So when Jesus and the three of them get back down, they walk straight into a mess. There's this huge, agitated crowd, religious experts are in the middle of a heated argument, and the rest of the disciples, the ones left behind, are at the center of a very, very public failure. The contrast couldn't be more intense.
And a man pushes through the crowd to tell them what's wrong. His son is in agony. And the way he describes it is just visceral. Violent seizures, can't speak, a total loss of control. In their world, this was seen as a deep spiritual torment, and you can just feel that this father is at his breaking point.
And here it is, the core of the problem in the valley. The father brought his son to the other disciples for help, but nothing. They were completely powerless. This one simple, devastating phrase, they could not, just kind of hangs in the air, showing how helpless they were when faced with this desperate human need. So this big failure, it totally sets the stage for one of the most raw and honest conversations in the whole story. The focus now shifts from the disciples' powerlessness to this one father's last little flicker of hope.
The father says to Jesus, "Look, if you can do anything, please take pity on us and help." Now what's so interesting is how Jesus responds. He zeroes in on that one doubtful phrase, "if you can," and flips it right back on the father. He's saying the challenge isn't about my ability, it's about the possibility that's unlocked by your belief.
And the father's response is just, wow, it's so unbelievably honest. He doesn't pretend to have some kind of perfect, rock-solid faith. He just yells out this total paradox. I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. It's this admission of weakness, this wrestling match between faith and doubt inside one person that is just so deeply human.
So with that raw, honest plea just hanging in the air, Jesus acts. He directly commands the spirit to leave, and it does, but not quietly. Then, after all that chaos, there's this moment of incredible tenderness. He just takes the boy by the hand and helps him up, making him completely whole again.
Okay, so the crisis is over, the boy is healed, the crowd is stunned. But for the disciples, there's still one major, humbling question that's just hanging over them.
So later, when they're alone, the disciples get right to the heart of their failure. I mean, they'd been given this authority before. They had succeeded.
So why? Why did they fail so badly this time? It's a question about power, really, and they just need to understand what went wrong.
And Jesus' answer is so direct and so profound. The power they were trying to use, well, it wasn't their own. They could only access it through a deep, dependent connection to the source. It's like they were trying to use the authority without plugging into the power. And that missing link, it wasn't some magic trick. It was prayer. A total state of reliance, not self-reliance.
And that right there brings the whole story together. It forces us to ask, what's the connection between our own mountaintop moments and our valleys? How does experiencing something glorious, a moment of divine clarity, actually prepare us to deal with the messy, desperate problems we face every single day? That's the challenge this story leaves every one of us with.